Well, hello there. Kaizer Chiefs are back from the December break and they have started their mini second half of the season, pre-season. That's a mouthful. And guess who's not there? A new coach, because they are sticking with Kevin Johnson for now. And I have two more names who are shortlisted by Kaizer Chiefs, South African coaches that is, who could take over Kaizer Chiefs come the end of the year. But I have to start by saying, obviously the first and the main candidate that they are hoping to keep as the senior coach of Kaizer Chiefs would be Kevin Johnson. And there are simple and few reasons why Kaizer Chiefs would want to do this. Number one is already there, which means they will not have to go through the hassle of finding another coach, interviewing that coach, and all of that process. But the second thing about Kevin Johnson, which I think Kaizer Chiefs would appreciate a lot, is the fact that right now, it's not like they are getting him from his own team, having to buy him out of the contract and stuff like that. But no, he's already a Kaizer Chiefs employee. And what they would be doing basically end of the season, they'll just be saying, you know what, we think you can do better as a senior coach, so we're promoting you. And it's much easier. And number two, since it's already that Kaizer Chiefs, we saw initially said that I didn't want that. He said, oh no, I don't want that job, oh, blah, 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 blah. But then the story kind of changed because he started talking about Dylan Shepard and that other lady, I don't know what's her name. And she was like, these are the people who are making Kaizer Chiefs. And you could see that now it's exciting. This idea of being a Kaizer Chiefs coach has all of a sudden moved from something that, yeah, I don't mind doing it too. Wow, it's actually pretty cool. So Guyana at this point, Kevin Johnson, he does want to do the job. And the other thing is that maybe people will not like this point, is the fact that with Kevin Johnson right now, Kaizer Chiefs have someone who they can control. And we know this with Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs are a brand and they like to control the narrative. They like to make sure that their workers are in line. The moment you are out of line, you are not going to make it at Kaizer Chiefs. And that's probably one of the reasons why we were never going to get to Pitso Msimane. Because Msimane is like, this is what I want, you're going to give me what I want, then I'm going to do what I want with the team. But the Chiefs are like, no, you want this, but if we want this, we are going to twist your hand and get what we want because it's our club. I get that, but at the same time, sometimes those decisions that Kaizer Chiefs makes are not just footballing decisions, but they are brand-related decisions, and Msimane is coming there to promote football, and that's kind of the reason why Chiefs would not work sometimes if you think about it with Msimane. And obviously, Kevin Johnson, he will not be bringing additional stuff. Remember with Nasruddin Nabi, one of the reasons why we ended up not signing him, the main reason, not one of the main reasons why Chiefs did not sign him was because he wanted to bring his additional stuff, and Chiefs were like, nope, we're giving you Zwane, we're giving you Shepard, you can only bring one. The man is like, no, I want more than one. They're like, my bro, you're not coming then if that's the case. But who's the second coach? And this might be exciting to some, it might be infuriating to some, and that is Umanqoba Mnqethi. We talked about this even before who's this guy, Mlifensek was appointed, ukuthi Umanqoba Mnqethi could come, but then he extended his contract to the Sundowns. And we remember how the whole thing happened. Manqoba was the head coach, and then Sundowns started losing some games or not winning as consistently as they'd been doing. So then there was a reshuffling while Kompela was still there. But Umanqoba Mnqethi had already extended his contract. But that contract is coming to an end this coming June, which means his contract will be ending and he can sign with any club he wants. Now, someone or a Sundowns fan or some troll on the internet will say, you think Mnqethi will leave a winning team and come to Chiefs? Here's the thing. Sundowns is winning, no cap, they are dominating South African football. No one is saying they are not doing that. But imagine this, as I can't say they're irrelevant because Chiefs is very much relevant. So as much as Chiefs has not been winning things, they are still a big club. And I think any coach who's available to coach any team would not say no to coming to Kaizer Chiefs. They know there are problems there, but just like players who go to play for Sundowns knowing very well that there is competition, they will always think, I will probably be the change. I will be the difference. I will go there and start playing in case of the Sundowns. But with Chiefs, they're also thinking, you know what? Maybe I'm the one who can actually go to Chiefs and end up getting them out of this trophy drought. So it's an interesting prospect from a person who's ambitious, and I think Umangoba Mngqithi is very much ambitious. I don't think he will just say, you know what, I'm going to stay at Sundowns and play second fiddle to Urulani Mkwena. Now, I am not by any shape or form saying that Umangoba Mngqithi no Rulana Bazwani. No, I'm not saying they are clashing, but I am saying that a lot of things have changed from Pitso's time, which is when Umangoba Mngqithi was roped in, to Rulani now. Because if you've noticed, yes, there were some South Americans who were bought by Sundowns during Pitso's time, but now you see Utu Rulani is looking out more and getting more of these players, which relates to why Chiefs might actually want to get to Mngqithi. Kanti under Upitso, yes, they were doing that, but they're also getting some of these players like Abo Mkhulise, like even Abo Mahalo, all of those players, those gems, South African players who are coming up. And Vele, you think that Umangoba Mngqithi is that kind of a coach, because remember that he won the MTN 8 with golden arrows. Can I say that again? With golden arrows, not with Chiefs, not with anyone. And who were the players who were playing for him? Right? It's South African players, and we know Arrows doesn't spend much money on players, but they grow their own talent. And what does Kaizer Chiefs have? They have that development team that is producing players who end up disappearing into thin air. But if you have a proper coach who knows how to nurture the talent, let's say we take Calvin Johnson, we take him back to development, and Zwan is still around there growing players because he's good at doing that. Now they are producing the players, and Umangoba Mngqithi knowing how to work with young players, he's also carefully and integrating them into the senior team. So in that way, this is kind of a relationship that works for both Chiefs and Umangoba Mngqithi. The thing that he liked, that he did so much with Arrows, can come to Chiefs and do, which is the same thing that Chiefs wants to do, because they have said it so many times, we cannot compete with Sundowns financially. So the best thing to do, Kaizer Chiefs used to do what? They used to produce their own players. Abo Chabupule, just to mention Chabupule, Abo Dr. Kumalo, and just to mention a few. So they did even match. Bakona Mtu, Bakona Mfundo Vilagazi, Bakona Osamgelo Zwani. We do have talent. It's just that who can nurture it but integrate the experience plus these youth players and end up getting something that's going to win you things. So Umangoba Mngqithi can certainly do that for Kaizer Chiefs. And also, Umangoba Mngqithi is not coaching a team, he's part of a team. So I'm not sure what's his situation with actually bringing his own people. And I think if you were to come to Chiefs, I don't think he will be bringing a lot of people with him, his backroom staff, because he already is just himself. I know he probably has some people that he would prefer to work with, but I don't think it would be a lot of people. And because of that, once again, it's easier for Chiefs to get him. Remember, he will be a free agent, and on top of that, if he's free, on top of being free, the people that he's getting are also free. That means it's a cheaper thing for Kaizer Chiefs overall, and it's a hooray, they are happy. The third person that Chiefs might hire, which is kind of a long shot, because his agent alluded or kind of said, hey, he might come to Chiefs. Him and Pete are the only ones who can coach Chiefs. But then he came out and said something else that is like, he's not gonna do it. Before we do that though, before we talk about this person, please do the things. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Yeah. The things, the nice things. And now the question that I have for you is, who South African coach, we will talk about international coaches in tomorrow's video, who in South Africa do you think can coach Kaizer Chiefs? Not a foreign coach. Right now we're just talking about local coaches. Who do you think can actually coach Chiefs? Because the other person, the third person, is Benni McCarthy. And right now, Sir Jim Ratcliffe just took over Manchester United sporting part of the club, and he was there at Old Trafford against Tottenham and stuff like that. So there might be some reshuffling if United's form doesn't change. And usually when these people get fired, it's not just the coach who gets the sack, but it's everyone in the backroom staffs in some cases. In some cases, they'll fire the coach and some people will stay behind. But in some cases, if those people are loyal to the coach and they came with him, when the Ten Hag leaves, everyone else and his team will leave, and then they'll bring in a new technical team, because if a new coach comes in, they are bringing in their own people, so they're not gonna keep a striker coach from the previous regime. Why did I call it regime? Anyways, we're not there. Where we are is that Benni McCarthy did win with Cape Town City MTN 8. Benni McCarthy did take AmaZulu from being relegation threatened to finishing second in the league. There is so much of an improvement that he made to AmaZulu. And you know what? AmaZulu fighting relegation to being second in the league, which is the highest finish in the modern era. And to think about that, AmaZulu were always were like counted as just a PSL team, but he made them relevant. Not good they were irrelevant, but he made them even more relevant because he took them to the group stages of the Champions League. So think about that. He was really good with AmaZulu, with the squad that he had. So I'm asking myself, will Chiefs look at him and say, this man knows how to win, this man has experience, this man has studied all of this thing, has experience coaching overseas and just recently with Manchester United. Could this also help and be a publicity stunt for Chiefs, because they we're bringing in Benni McCarthy from Manchester United, you know how Jessica Mtang usually plays these things. And also with his charisma and also his just mentality of winning, he would be good for the Chiefs. Problem is, Benni McCarthy's agent, says that the reason why Benni did not go to Bafana, because before they hired Bruce, they wanted to hire Benni McCarthy, and he was open to joining Bafana. The problem is he wanted to bring his own backroom staff, so he wanted to bring his own people, labo, conditioning coach and whatnot, and Bafana said, nope, we're not doing that, you are going to work with what we are giving you. So he said, nope, as much as I like to coach the national team, but if you're not giving me what I want, then I will not be the coach of the national team. Which is something that we just talked about earlier on in the video. The Chiefs refused to give Nabi the job. Well, they offered Nabi the job. He was going to take it, but then they refused to give him the backroom staff that he wanted, and then the negotiations ended there. So we might have the same problem with Benni. Also on top of that, there is also the fact that Benni sometimes he just like goes mad and he's not afraid to criticize people if he sees what they are doing is nonsensical. So because of that, I really and do believe that Calvin Johnson does well, he sticks with Chiefs. But if not, the next person in line would definitely be Umanqoba Mngqethe. But what do you think? Between the three coaches and someone else maybe that I didn't count in South African coaches, who can take Kaizer Chiefs and take us back to our glory days? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, Khosi aliphela umoya.